Frank, Jon Jones failed his USADA test.
Woo!
Now, not the
That's
one.
actually pretty. And you were right.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier just needs to go ahead and keep in the gym working out because John shot himself in the foot.
Yeah,
or somehow. I mean, who knows? Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, because that test with that. Now, did he test for metabolite
Don't know yet.
or the actual drug itself?
Don't know yet.
Because if it's that metabolite bullshit again with Tyranobol, like,
Right.
I'm still calling fucking foul on that one. But
Yeah, and there could be something to it. I mean, they're going to appeal and all that sort of thing. But can I just say this? I mean, having dealt with, because having had the personal experience with you, in all honesty, even though, yes, I did say after all this happened, like, okay, well, you know, let's, like you just said, Daniel Cormier, stay in shape, because I know Jon Jones just told me he's turned a corner in his life, but we'll see. But the thing about it is, you do want to see what the story really is. Is it a metabolite? But whatever. But let me just say this
right off the bat. I mean, fill me in on what I don't know. Why would someone take a steroid? Look, steroids work by healing tissue. Anabolics, right? They make your tissue heal at a faster rate. So when you're in the gym and you break yourself down, where a normal person would take 3 or 4 days to recover, you can recover in a day or two. So now all of a sudden you're working out, like, even if you don't want to say that doesn't, you know, it's purely just for bodybuilding purposes or for strength, but even for skill training, it makes you more skillful, not because it actually inherently makes you more skillful, but if you're able to heal better, and I have a hard practice on Monday, all of a sudden Tuesday, Wednesday roll by, and I'm like, you know, coach, I'm tired, I can't. But all of a sudden Tuesday rolls in, and I feel good, and I can have another hard workout. Wednesday, another hard workout. All of a sudden, before you know it, at the end of the week, I had 4 hard workouts with a guy who's, or if I, you know, natural, then it's 2 hard workouts. Well, shit, man, that's a 100% increase in your training frequency of skill. So that's what anabolics for sporting use is for. Healing injuries and, you know, healing hard training sessions to get you in the gym more and more, and then you heal at a higher degree, right? If anybody doesn't agree with me, call in the show, you know, right, stand corrected, but taking a steroid before a fight doesn't do shit. I mean, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't help you. It isn't like just because you put a steroid, there's no magic chemical that just makes a muscle pull harder. It's not like it's, you know, people used to say PCP, you know, guys just can fucking, you know, take bullets and just, you know, they're inhumanly strong. It's like, well, no, now they can't feel nothing. So yes, they're dying, but they're not stronger. It's not like all of a sudden now the guy can bench press 600 pounds who only bench pressed 100 pounds.
Damage is being done to their body.
Yeah, it's just they don't know the damage being done to the body. So yeah, to kick the shit out of them takes a little bit longer unless you know what you're doing, and you can just LVNR the motherfucker and put him to sleep, you know?
Well, I think, and you know, remains to be seen what comes out of this, like you said, whether it's metabolite, straight up Tyranobol, whatever. But I will say this, because I had this thought, having personally experienced this USADA situation with you, Frank, is that, you know, if this had been you, by this point in the story, Jon Jones would have sat down, done his podcast, 1 hour plus uninterrupted audio, been questioned by somebody who could think of every question under the sun and make a statement.
But to John's defense in that situation, I wouldn't even have thought to have done that when this last situation happened. When I got the issue occurred and they tell me that I failed this drug test.
I was there.
I was cutting bridges with everybody. At that point, when I called you up, it was to let you go as my friend and go, hey, you work in journalism. Now we have a podcast together.
Right.
I don't even begin to know. Like, had it been something I'd taken and I knew I took it, I'm like, okay, well, I had an injury. I took the shit to heal up from the injury because I didn't want to lose out on the fight. I'll do the Jason Giambi, fucking just head this shit front on. But the fact that I'm like, fuck, bro, I know that USADA was testing. I knew USADA was testing for months before USADA started. I have nothing in my system. And all of a sudden now I feel this drug test. I have no idea how it happened. I'm fucked. You might want to let me go. You were the one that said, no, let's go ahead and, you know, I'll come over. And that's, I mean, really, I mean, you were more the you know, obviously I thought it was a great, okay, yeah, let's do this. But I didn't think to do that. I mean, at that point, I just wanted to crawl into my fucking bedroom and die.
Well, I remember. I remember that night too, Frank, because, oh, God.
No, I just wanted to say, but the importance of doing that, though, was that when I look at the reaction that you got in your situation, first of all, you had 2 things going. One was your reputation, and unfortunately at this point this is not Jon's first go round, so he's in a worse situation than you were in, having all those years before that to show for it like you did. But the second thing is your openness, because the number one comment that I saw from people is, Frank Mir sure is talking a lot about that. Like, have you listened to his podcast? He just he talked. He answered every question there was to answer. Like, when have you ever seen an athlete get in a situation like this and see what am I?
I'm being told to eat.
Oh, okay, all right. There you go. There's some there's a snack time for Frank there, and there you go. Okay. When have you ever seen an athlete in this situation be this open? And I think that mattered to a lot of people, because the standard thing to do is to issue a brief statement, have your manager say something, and that's what Jon's doing. That's the typical way. That's the blueprint. But I think by discarding that blueprint, you got a lot of credit for that because of your candor. And I'm just saying that. That ship has probably sailed for Jon, because we've already kind of been through this a couple of times.
Again, we don't know, right? I'm
just talking about the way he's handling it.
I was just going to say, Frank, because I remember that night specifically. We were together. It was you, me, Anna.
That's right. You were at dinner with me.
Jen. The USADA guy comes by. We were having dinner at Carmine's.
Yeah, at the Caesars Forum shop.
And then I think Robert even came. We were having dinner with Robert, too. So it was the group of us. And I remember, for me, the most telling thing is you telling me, I swear to you on my children, I did not do this. And I was like, okay, I'm with you 100%.
Well, and that's the truth. It was funny because I'm glad you were there. My demeanor. I remember when I got the phone call, hey, we're here. I'm like, oh, USADA's here. I figured they're just randomly drug testing me. I'm like, fucking show up, dude. Yeah. I thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, come on, spend your gas, get over here, Yeah. And then when they're like, all right, I'm ready, let's go. And they're like, no, we got news to tell you. I'm like, wow, what the fuck you got to tell me? Right. And that's when they broke me the news. I remember looking at them going,
what the hell are you talking about?
No, you know what I said, which now looking back sounded stupid. I was like, are you sure it's my urine? Like, I was like so dumb. Like, what? Like, the fuck are you talking about right now?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And like you said, Richard, it's that genuine approach
that
really gets to people. Because it's the same. Look, I just dealt with this all of last week with the Paulie Malignaggi. Dude, Dana White said you got beat up, and Connor said this. And Paulie, I've known him since our wildcard days. I knew he was telling the truth. And I didn't have to be at the gym to know that he was telling the truth.
Well, look,
because I know
if he was lying, they would release the video for
Exactly.
Well, I just that was the first point I wanted to make about this situation with Jon, because this is where having a reputation and integrity comes into play.
That's
I mean, it is, because it's not like people don't want to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's like people don't want to, believe, and this is where that kind of equity either, pays off, or if you don't have it, you can be in a bad way, because things look bleak for him right now.